maybe get your thoughts on how you're setting up your whole IT infrastructure and your foundational platforms to drive digital. I understand you're an Epic shop, so I imagine Epic has a big role to play. But what about the rest of the infrastructure and all the enablers that you really need to have in place for you to have a successful digital engagement, especially in the context of the comment that you made that everybody wants it instantly, and you need to have a foundational infrastructure that can deliver instant, even if you want to deliver instant.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple things come to mind. We have a cloud forward strategy. It's not cloud first, it's not cloud only. It's just we certainly look to the cloud, but we aren't so focused on wanting to move things to the cloud that we then miss the chance to kind of critically just think through opportunities as they arise. So for example, we're an Epic shop. It's hosted on premise. We don't have any plans in the near future to move that to the cloud. Although going forward, I would very much expect that may be an ultimate outcome. But there's areas where it does make sense. So for example, today we have between our colo data center and our data center in one of our hospitals that's a couple hours away, we basically have a completely redundant infrastructure to run Epic for the entire health system. And so that's expensive. And it doesn't scale well. Like we basically have to maintain 100% capacity, 200% total in the event that we may need it. And then if you just think about it from a risk standpoint, those data centers are about 2.5 hours apart. So potentially there could be a geographic event that impacts both data centers. So we are moving over the next year, we're going to move our Epic DR capability to the cloud and then have the ability to just have a small presence there and then be able to scale it up when we need. When we look at other solutions, it's the same way. We have a mix of SaaS, we have a mix of public-private cloud, a mix of on-prem things. And so we're always looking at what's the best solution for the current state operational need, and then what provides kind of the cleanest path then for that future roadmap we see. One thing that we've learned early on is, this is years ago, but we used to lead with cloud as like there was an ROI in terms of spend or savings. And it's just not the case. It's just your dollars kind of spent elsewhere. But that's been a helpful transition, especially with our finance team, to help them understand, like you may not get this cost savings that you've heard about at the CFO conference, but let me kind of explain what you do get that's beyond kind of the savings. You're going to get all that company has to bring to bear in terms of expertise, infrastructure, cybersecurity kind of built in and baked in, things that we may not be able to ever fully do on our own or fund on our own. So that's our mindset.